School, Parwana Road, Pitbura, I extend a hearty welcome to Mr. Mahmood from Bangladesh and Mr. Shivam Sharma, who is an aerospace engineer presently working at National Geographic Channel. As part of British Council approved ISA project titled Mission Space, our school have come together for mutual benefit of the students and promote cultural exchange and academic excellence. We are sanguine that students of both schools will gain immensely from the interaction. Now, Pamni, you can start with the prayer. I would request you all to please join your hands for the prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom comes, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from every evil. Amen.
Thank you so much, Pavni. Now I would request Mr. Shivam to please start with his presentation.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me here. I am delighted to be here to share my knowledge on the space with all these students, especially coming from the Bangladesh. Hello all. Hello everyone.
Hello, sir.
I hope you all are feeling good being here, being part of us.
I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, sir. You hope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, since we are here talking about the space, I have prepared one presentation for you all. Would you like to continue with the presentation? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. You can start.
So here, everybody.
Yes, Shivam, sir. You are visible.
Okay. And my presentation?
The universe that surrounds Earth,
Okay.
there are
Yes.
stars and
Yes.
different planets.
Yes, there are stars, there are planets. It's like very vast space. It's a whole vacuum. There's no forces over there. There's only radiation. There are X-rays. There are different kind of celestial bodies that exist beyond Earth. What we see here is nothing. It's just a small dot on the whole space. And as you go beyond the Earth, there's a vast vacuum where you can explore. There's like too much to explore. In this human life, it's impossible to explore all the space. So it takes like centuries and centuries. That's why if you go in history, the space exploration starting almost like 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago. But today, with the technologies that we are having, every country is going beyond and beyond to other planets, and each and every year we see different upgradations. Now the space satellites are nothing but the objects that moves around the Earth or any celestial body. As for the natural satellites, we have moon that rotates around the Earth, and there are moons that rotates around the other. All these spacesuits are indigenous, made in India. Then we have other missions. Mangalyaan 3, we are preparing for the Mangalyaan 3. As for the last year, we saw the Mangalyaan 2, the nearby failure of the Mangalyaan 2. We cannot say it was a proper full failure, but we have a orbiter still orbiting around the moon. So that's all for the Indian Space Agency. Thank you very much. I hope everyone heard that loud and clear, right?
Yes, Shivam, sir. You were perfectly fine.
Thank you. You may go ahead, ma'am.
Sir, can we have for Bangladesh as well?
Yes, sure. Just a second. space. The Bangladesh Space Agency is especially known as SUPACO, and their first satellite, that is Bangabandhu Satellite 1, was launched. Is the Bangladeshi geostationary communication satellite. There was a launch in 2017, so it became the first satellite for the Bangladesh people, and it was a proud moment for them. And it was launched on the Victory Day of the Bangladesh. That is the day the Bangladesh was formed. It is designed and manufactured by Thales Allen Space, and the cost of the project was around $248 million in 2015. The satellite carries 1600 megahertz of a predicted lifespan to be exceeding 15 years. We have a life span of exceeding 15 years, but satellite, they don't, as we expect, they don't just work till then. They may work for more than 15 years. It may go ahead 15 years because there are no other, unless there is some damage to its parts. It was launched at 8 o'clock on 11th May 2018 on a SpaceX Falcon 9 launch vehicle at Kennedy Space Center, USA. Now, it was made by SpaceX. This satellite was the first one to be launched to that launch vehicle. It was originally planned to launch on May 10 May, but due to some reason, the rocket launch was pushed back 24 hours. It was pushed 24 hours earlier, but still. Satellite uses ground station built by Thales Space with its primary partner ground station in Gazipur. Secondary ground station is at Betgunia, Rangamati. The test signal after launch was received by operators on May 2018. In May 2018, the people in Bangladesh, the space agency operators of the Bangladesh, they received the signals in May 2018, and we have like 2 ground stations in Bangladesh. Thank you. So that is all about the Bangladesh Space Agency, and I know there is going to be much more in coming years. This Bangladesh is going to excel in this field as well. We can see, I can see these many young minds here and that joined here. They must be having.
Thank you so much, Shivam sir. It was a wonderful presentation and a very knowledgeable one.
Thank you.
So, can we begin with the questionnaire round with them? Mahmood sir. Okay. So any of the children from Bangladesh can start putting up the question if you want, Bache.
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to ask anything?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. So I really enjoyed the presentation and learned a lot of things. I have a question, which is the satellite that we supposed to launch was supposed to be launched on 10th May 2018. But we launched it on 11th May. So what are the possible...
24 hours earlier, it's opposite.
Yes. So what are the possible reasons that may cause a postponement of the launching?
The reason, there could be any reason. Most of the time it is like technical reason or maybe a weather reason. They may have a... Okay. So
Yes,
now,
sir.
as for the question, I have one question for the people of Bangladesh. As I was doing this PPT, you must have seen, right? So what was the name of the satellite that the country launched? The Bangladesh, satellite of the Bangladesh, first satellite of the Bangladesh. Can anyone name this?
Thank you, sir. Actually, the first satellite launched from Bangladesh was Bangabandhu Satellite 1, and we call it Bangabandhu 1 because the satellite is named as the father of the nation, Bangabandhu. Because of him, we achieved our liberty, we achieved our freedom, and we achieved our victory. That's why the satellite is called Bangabandhu Satellite 1.
Bangabandhu. Very nice. Yes, Falcon 9, made by the which space agency?
SpaceX.
Shivam sir, I have a
SpaceX.
question.
Yes.
I wanna know more about Falcon 9. Why we specifically used that vehicle? Why
It was not
other vehicles?
it was not specifically used for the only for Bangala Bandhu. The Falcon 9, which was made during that regime, during that time, the Falcon 9 may be the only space vehicle we had at that time. When the space agency, they are developing on the new launch vehicles, they want to test it. So for testing, of course, they wanted some payload, as we call as a satellite. Satellites are nothing but the payloads for these launch vehicles when they go to the space. So Falcon 9, when it was prepared during that time, so they may have done the deal with the Bangladesh to launch their first satellite. So it was an achievement for both of them. As for the SpaceX, the Falcon 9 was used, and for Bangladesh, the Bangla Bandhu was an achievement. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent.
We also have a
Master.
question.
Yes.
The question is 1920. Okay, continue.
You may ask. Please go ahead.
Okay, the question is, does the satellites have any effect when the sun rays falls up on it?
No. Actually, the power they get is through the sunlight only. Because in this space there is no electricity, there is no source of electricity to generate. These satellites contain these very small panels that are installed on the space, that are installed on these satellites. Very small. Like satellite is very small. All of the satellite is covered with the solar panels only, so that they can derive energy as long as they can.
Sir, Shunta, actually, I also have a question.
Yes.
That is, India 391 satellites almost plus and still launching, and
Yes.
all over the country they launch a lot of satellites. So
Yes.
the mission duration is almost 15 years or 18 years. So after 15 or 18 years, is India, Bangladesh, or any other country or the space agencies taking any steps to getting back the satellite, or can we reuse the satellite?
Yeah, perfect question. Actually, these days, in schools and in these space agencies are having a discussion about how do we get rid of this space junk. Because as now we are launching too much of satellites into the space, and after some time when they fail or their lifespan is over, they are junk in the space. Nothing else but the junk. So how do we clean this junk in the space? Now it's easy to clean the junk in the home where we have a brush and everything. But how do we do that in the space? That's still a question, and still in the development. If you guys have any idea, you do the research, and if you have some ideas, you can come ahead. You can come ahead with the idea, because it's still right now they are like nothing. They are like only few thousands. That is, it's when compared to the full space, that those are nothing. But still, garbage is a garbage. Not now, but after 15 to 18 years or 15 years, it will be much more than we expect. So at that time, it will be a problem. So instead of thinking about the garbage problem at that time, after 15, 20 years, why not now? Right? So that's a valid question. But still, we don't have a solution for it right now. But we very soon, people are trying, and there's a discussion. There are a lot of discussions going around. There are a lot of projects are going around where we bring back the satellites, used satellites or dead satellites back to the Earth. For that, to bring back those satellites, we need re-entry vehicles. Not every country is not every can bring even one by one, or maybe one or two satellites at a time. That would be beneficial, right? So we need to see as a cost also how we do this.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Next, anyone?
Shivam sir, I would ask you like a question. Sir, as a developing country or as a developed country, what are the economical benefits?
You get the beneficial, you get economical activities done. So it is like really important. As you see in the history, if you go back to the history, India, when the space program was launched, no one wanted it to excel, right? No one wants it to excel because we were seeing the cost. At what cost we are going to send the space? What's the point of going to space, right? But today, as you see today, the missions are not getting stopped. We are going much more and more and more further. So same is for any other developing nation. When it comes to the working in the space sector,
For the children out there,
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is not related to the space topic, but I wanted to ask, what does a day in Bangladesh feel like?
okay, so it's the question for the Bangladeshi students.
yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Please, anyone?
So that our children can also interact with them.
Yeah. Anyone from the Bangladesh would like to answer this? Cute kid.
Sorry, sir. Can the question can be rephrased?
Can you repeat the question?
Wait.
What does a day in Bangladesh feel like?
What does a day in a Bangladesh feels like? Anyone?
To our country, you will feel how you feel.
Yeah, how do you feel like? Is it any different from what you see in the movies or in the other pictures we have seen, web series? There are like a lot of
No, what is different in movie is a misrepresentation.
yeah, right. It's all myths.
Yeah, not all
Exactly.
everything is true.
Not everything is.
I would like to welcome you guys to come and visit our country. You'll love it. I
Yeah, definitely we will
assure
come.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
so much
invitation.
for that.
Yes, I also agree with Azman Akmal Bhaiya that we invite all the students of India and Shivam sir and the madams to
Yeah,
come
thank
to
you.
Bangladesh and see how beautiful and such a delighted country it is. So
Definitely, it would be interesting to visit this neighboring country because relation with the neighbor country needs to be excellent, right? We'll definitely come there.
To ask us from the students of Bangladesh, what was the purpose of the satellite, the first satellite? What was the purpose of sending into the space? What was the purpose? I would like to ask from the Bangladesh students. If anyone could answer.
okay, thank you for asking the question. Actually, there was a lot of purpose behind sending the satellite into the space. I am actually there are some remarkable purposes like DTAs, then VSAT and other things that we actually rent those services from satellite services. Those cost $14 million per year. But as we launch our own satellite, then we can save the money and we can earn and we can save the money and the extra capacity that the satellite is earning $50 million by India. That how up to date in India right now are actually they are facing it. Actually, we see a lot of Bollywood movies like we like Shah Rukh Khan's, Hrithik Roshan. So how is the difference between movies and other things in India?
Okay, the one who asked this question, I guess, Wade.
Wade, I would
You
yes.
may
Wade,
want to answer this.
It's pretty much the same, but there is lots of pollution going on about right now. The cities are polluted. People are, getting infected with asthma and many other lung diseases because of this pollution. People don't listen that we don't have to, cause any.
Bangladeshi peoples and citizens, and there are a lot of purposes. I will like to pass the question to another students of Bangladesh school. They will also help me. Some students kindly.
Yes, please. Other students, go ahead. Yes, I see people raising finger.
Okay, can we have a word with Mr. Mahmood, sir?
Yes, sure.
it contributes to boosting the country's economy by providing all citizens with a wide range of communication services. Expanding the internet and telecommunication services in the rural areas in our country was a remarkable purpose of the satellite. And another important purpose was to tackle and manage disaster situations and our weather, ensuring the national security. Also a purpose of the satellite, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah, you are right. Perfectly. The
Covered with gold sheet.
those are not gold sheets. Those are like to capture the X-rays or to not let other foreign particles inside the body. So like you are going if you are going somewhere, you always wear the clothes, right? It's the same for the satellites. If you are going to the space, so the other germ particles, for them germ particles are like any dust particles. If any dust particle reaches inside the satellite, the communication may not happen. It may result into the failure after going to the space. So that's why the gold sheet. There's a gold sheet also. Also, that gold sheet attracts the sunlight, so that keeps the heat inside. While going to the space, there is a lot of cold through the space, through the atmosphere which it goes. There's a lot of. Otherwise, if you have a great mind, you don't need money for that. If you have a great mind, you go ahead. Why would you ask for money for your great mind, right? If you want to do something for your country. So similar things happen here in India. The people who are working in ISRO, I know them very personally. So they don't work for the money only. Like it is essential, but the budget that is here is totally spent on the components and the materials that we building. So that's why it's like very budget of the India spend on the space agency is very less compared to other big space agencies, and we are achieving much more in this.
Thank you, sir.
Throughout. So first of all, thanks to Mr. Shivam for being here with us and explaining such nicely every concept. And thanks to all the Bangladeshi students. It was a delight to see you all interacting and getting to know better about ISRO. So all dear students, you are most welcome to India, especially to Delhi. Wherever you can come here, you stay with us, you visit our school, and you'll get to know Maxford better. Alright, it was a lovely session. All the best to all of you. God bless you all.
In our school, to visit our school, to visit our city, to visit our culture, and not only it is about to visiting our school or your net buffering. Ma'am, I am finally
are working on it. They say that in January, February, the COVID situation is going to take a large situation in Bangladesh. But after that, we can survive, or we can get a way to move for that. Hello? And any other compliments, any other comments from Bangladesh students?
It's from the half of March, and we are still maintaining it. And I hope the situation won't get worse than this. And I pray for all the world the situation gets over, and the pandemic gets over.
Yes.
And
we all pray for that.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as this COVID situation gets over, we would like to meet in person. Right? We all want to visit there, and we want you to visit us. Yes.
So it will be a grateful opportunity for us, sir.
Shivam sir, I would like to know about your job in ISRO. What's your job in ISRO?